Hey everyone, it's Dinah, and we are here. We are here for something that it was, I guess it was rumored. It actually wasn't rumored to be releasing online anytime soon, I don't think. I think this was, yeah, title, as you can tell by the title, yeah, the first trailer. I assume this is going to be like a teaser trailer more than anything else, but the first trailer we're getting for Marvel's Avengers Doomsday. So yeah, yeah, there's a lot I want to say, which I feel like I should save for after I've seen the trailer, because there's a lot of it's a very mixed bag of feelings that I have at this point in time regarding this movie and everything. But yeah, they've dropped the first. I think they dropped it like half an hour ago now. I saw it like just after just a minute after it was released, and then at that point I wasn't ready and I had to go have lunch. So I had lunch, came back, got kind of refreshed just like a little bit and everything. I haven't really kept up with like rumors or like leaks. I think I heard like there were leaks of some kind and stuff. Haven't really kind of kept up or looked into those at all. So I don't know if this is to combat that or if this is because this is actually meant to be coming out at some point in 2026 as well. So I'm sure they want to actually jump on the marketing train when it's time and not wait too long or anything, because I think this movie has garnered garnered like a fair amount of confusion and excitement at the same time as well. So yeah, either way, we have our first official trailer. So before I actually say anything about this or talk about this or speculate anything like that, I want to get into this and see what's there, because there's some things I've seen and there's some things I haven't seen, but again, I'm gonna wait till I've seen the trailer. So yeah, we have our first official trailer, so let's see what Marvel and Disney, I guess, have in store. So yeah, let's go. Oh, is this the place? This is the place. And that's the Avengers, the theme, yeah. Oh, okay. Okay, this is him, isn't it? This is him. This is him. Oh, and okay, yeah, okay. Oh, wow, okay. Yeah. He is actually back. He's back. Yeah. Okay. Hey, Steve. Hey, Stevie, how you doing? Yeah, okay. Steve Rogers will return, I guess, yeah. In Avengers Doomsday. Yeah, I am excited for this, believe me. I know, like, I don't know, maybe, yeah, some December. Oh, that's a nice touch for the, yeah, oh, and they've got a tiny, yeah, for the Avengers kind of logo thing, they've got, yeah, nice green and mosaic and everything. That's nice, okay. Yeah, so that is pretty much a teaser trailer. That is a teaser trailer. So yeah, again, had I not seen some of the things that I'd seen, I'm sure I would be much more like hyped for this, which I am on the inside. I know, I seem like, yeah, okay. So, long story short, I don't go on Twitter nearly as much as I used to, which I think is for the best. But I think one of the reasons why is because I think spoilers hit Twitter the way that movies and shows hit their respective platforms, the way that movies hit theaters and shows hit channels and streaming and whatnot. That's the same way that spoilers hit Twitter. It's almost like there's a deadline. As soon as someone has seen it, they need to post the most spoilery things onto Twitter, pictures and text and all, like whether it's a reveal, a cameo, death scene, whatever. It's what needs to happen on there. So for that reason, among others, I've actually kind of like I haven't actually deleted my Twitter from the end, which I think, I don't know. I might do, I might not do, I don't know. But yeah, I think I've just kind of strayed away from Twitter and like uninstalled it on my phone and everything. So yeah, but in substitute of that, I have actually spent like ample time on Instagram instead. Instagram, I feel like it is just like a generally kind of easier, comfier, slightly comfier kind of place to be and everything. So yeah, I think and I think I don't know what it is about Instagram. I'm glad that this is the case, but Instagram, I've actually managed to not run into spoilers. But in lieu of spoilers, what people love to do now with the rise in AI and generative AI especially, people love to actually make mock-ups of different things. And Doomsday, again, it's a very highly anticipated and very, very kind of hyped up kind of thing. I guess rightfully so as well. But I think one thing I did see was it was like you could so easily tell it was AI too. But it was like a mocked up kind of picture of like that house as well, but from inside the house. The door was open. Steve was there in the door. He had a baby in his arms, and not Doom, but Tony, like right, RDJ as Tony Stark with the hair and the glasses and everything. He was standing there, but in a green suit to show that, oh, this is actually Doctor Doom. So that was what someone decided to post as like under the hashtag of first look at Avengers Doomsday revealed. Like for whatever reason, Doom, who seems to look more like Tony in a green suit than anything else, is gonna rock up at Steve Rogers' house and, I don't know, do something, and he's gonna have a baby. So I think that was also the case too. So I think that's now, yes. I think for that reason, I think with that kind of possibility in my head, I think then I was more like, okay, so. But then I don't know if that was like if that was to do with it, with someone having like an inside scoop on what actually would happen, or if it was just like based on a rumor. Because I mean, rumors fly here and there and high and wide and everything like that. So like one person ignites a spark rumor, hundreds more will repost it and kind of, you know, further kind of spread the embers and everything. So yeah, so because of that, I think, and like there's been plenty of other mock-ups I've seen too of like someone made a mock-up of like Thor returning as well, which I think I think that was another rumor I heard, that like Chris Hemsworth as Thor would return. But you know, it's like, I don't know, it's like, even if you stay away from spoilers, people make up the most kind of like random yet somewhat plausible shit that makes you think, like, could this actually happen? Like is this real? Like, I mean, not to say that like the MCU movies themselves haven't gotten kind of somewhat far-fetched nowadays as well. Like they've had all sorts of returning cameos, returning characters, and characters from other kind of, you know, like from the Fox universe and the Sony universe coming in, and it's great. But again, it's like it kind of makes you, you know, like at least for me, like my imagination runs wild and runs, you know, loose anyway. So if I hear something, I'm just gonna ponder that for the rest of the day. So me personally, I don't know. I mean, I don't know how I feel about him returning as Steve. You know, but yeah, I don't know. It's just it's a thing, and yeah, I think this being the other, I think maybe in that kind of same vein, this is like the one thing they want to confirm right off the bat, so no one else gets to kind of, you know, like before anyone gets too close to what the actual thing is, you know. Plus, I think I did hear that because Avatar: Fire and Ash was released just earlier this week as well, so I think that's also like a Disney IP as well. So you know, they want to kind of, like, I think apparently they were meant to release the first teaser trailer for Doomsday ahead of the movie, like as part of the previews they show and everything. So apparently they did. Some people were trying to post like I think people were trying to post like stuff from the trailer, but then it's like people kept calling it out as AI because they genuinely didn't believe that stuff would happen. And I don't know if this was among that. Like some people posted like pictures of Thor and everything, but then it looked quite similar to like AI generated images to that other people had made of Thor as a first look in Doomsday. So again, it's like with AI, you just cannot tell what's fucking real anymore. And even I mean, with this though, I think it's also the addition of like whatever they try and pull off for this movie is going to feel maybe awesome to look at, but just really just baffling to actually comprehend as well. Because the thing with this movie, it's like they did a complete 180 from all the Kang stuff, and then they just, the direction they went in, it kind of, a lot of people went yay, woohoo, and then a lot of people just went, huh? Like, it actually just seems like that kind of baffling of a concept. And not exclusively the RDJ stuff as Doom, that's like its own bag of pickles, but we had the Thunderbolts post-credit scene that showed us the Fantastic Four reaching Earth, the MCU Earth and everything that the main kind of people were on. So there was that, and then I think the Fantastic Four post-credit scene showed Doctor Doom meeting Franklin for the first time, and then people said, oh, he's gonna get Franklin to heal his face, but then he's gonna kidnap Franklin as well, so then it's gonna be the Fantastic Four going to another universe, and then, because then apparently the Doom that we see at the end isn't from their universe either, apparently, because then we did see like an empty seat for Latveria in the movie that implied Doom does exist in their universe, but he just has no connection with them, and he was never mentioned at all in the movie. Like, no Victor Von Doom name drop at all, which was weird enough. But then a Doom does show up at the end, and you know, like we didn't see the face, but we know ahead of time it's going to be RDJ's Doom, and maybe that's why, like, you know, like he needs his face fixed, and when his face gets fixed by Franklin, he's going to go back to looking like RDJ or whatever. So there's so much going on, but there's like we just know next to nothing about it. And I think compared to Thanos being the antagonist for Infinity War, I felt like we had a much better idea of what to look forward to, what to expect. Like but based on that, because that like him, we had cameos, we had connecting antagonists and everything. With Doom, we've got nothing. We have absolutely nothing. Like nothing apart from very very like theories and vague guesses and everything. So. Yeah, I don't know. Like, again, that's the thing. I don't know how I feel. I mean, I'm excited to see a new Avengers movie and to see Doom kind of being the headlining antagonist in one, but I just, I don't know if that's all I'm really going to be excited for, and maybe I'm worried I'm going to sound really pessimistic and really like negative if I keep talking like this. Again, yes, I am excited for this, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they come up with. Absolutely, I always have been. I've always tried to keep an open mind and everything. When they put something new out, and a lot of the time I've been very, very pleasantly surprised, and I've enjoyed what they've put out, even if it's just not like the best thing I've ever seen. Chris Evans as Steve is back. So I mean, I've loved Chris Evans as Steve in the MCU. His portrayal of the character has been amazing, and Steve as well. He's been an amazing character to watch, but. Again, it's like the way they ended off in Endgame as well. They did a very nice kind of passing of the torch from him to Sam, and even Chris Evans himself, like actually went out of his way to really kind of tell the public that he was excited about that too. Like it wasn't just like he was really sad to leave and he didn't want to go. Like he was actively like there's numerous like tellings of Chris and Anthony Mackie both kind of telling the story of how he actually told him ahead of time that this is what was happening because it wasn't in Anthony's script and it was only in Chris's script and everything. So again, that was like a good thing to happen. I think in that time we've had The Falcon and Winter Soldier and we've had Brave New World, two projects for Anthony to be Captain America in, and Brave New World ended with him getting ready to actually put together his own Avengers team per the orders of Ross and everything, who now is in the raft. So again, I don't know how that's gonna go, but yeah, Chris Evans, I think presumably also the same the same Steve that we saw at the end of Endgame dancing with Peggy as well. Like it was the same house, and he had a bike and a cool bike. I don't know if it's a Harley. That's always been his trademark. But he has a son now as well. He has a baby. I mean, I don't know if it is. I assume it's a son because in the comics he does have a son. I think there's like animated movies and stuff where him and Natasha have a son in one of the animated movies. I know that he and Black Widow had a kid, who was part super soldier and everything. So yeah, so I don't know about this one, but he still has his old suit as well. So I think we know he doesn't have the shield anymore, but he has a suit and everything. Why he kept the suit, I don't know. I thought the whole point of that was him leaving the Captain America life behind and actually choosing to live as Steve Rogers. And I think since then there's been plenty of speculation as to what he actually did in the life that he lived. Like, did he use what he knew about time to actually make the world a better place? Could he do that? Would the TVA catch him before he did anything, or what was going to happen? I don't know, because presumably he went back to the 40s like not long after he actually got thawed out, and then that would be a whole thing. So there's gaps there too, but yeah, with this one, yeah, I don't know. That is the first piece of info they're establishing as the like whatever else you hear, you heard it from us here first. Chris Evans is returning, and he is returning as Steve Rogers, and he's got the cap suit as well. So he is, just in case you doubted whether or not he was actually going to be rejoining the fight for good and all that kind of stuff, he's still got the suit. But he's got a son now as well, so now he's got like a family that he has to worry about and take care of and everything. So the Fantastic Four are definitely going to be there, and then the Thunderbolts as well, or the new Avengers as they've been branded, they're going to be there. And I think, who else? I think Sam's Avengers, I think, which again, we still don't know who they are. So I think I feel like we really haven't had like ample time with Sam as Cap before Steve, like before the OG comes back. Like, again, don't get me wrong, I love Steve as Cap, but we haven't had enough time to actually see Sam be like a proper Cap and be a proper leader as well. Like he led his own movie. That was great, but that was one movie. Maybe this movie will give us the chance to see him actually leading his own team of Avengers as Captain America as well. So I have seen in the comics, like, there was one point where they both did very, very peacefully, very, very positively coexist as Captain Americas, plural, and everything. Like, Steve had no qualms about that. I mean, I think the general public were confused because they were like, if I call out for Cap, who's actually going to come and everything. So, but I think Steve, he very positively promoted Sam as Cap, and he was very happy to coexist along with him as a Captain America as well. So I'm hoping this movie gives us the same. I mean, with everything like they're gonna have going on together, I'm hoping that is something that they managed to lay foundationally, like the fact that even if the old Captain America is coming back, we still have the newer modern Cap here as well. So in terms of hype and buzz, I really as much as confused about this as people are. I feel like this is not a project that they have to be worried about when it comes to hype and buzz. And now less so, because now they've also lent into like populist kind of perspective and populist voices, like people who are begging to bring the old characters back because they just can't seem to wrap their heads around like new characters getting the spotlight and getting their time to shine and develop and everything. So now it's kind of hard like not to look at it as like, oh, they're caving to like the loud voices and actually bringing back something that people are used to and they enjoyed, or because like they just don't want to give anything new a chance and seem to shut it down before it actually gets a chance and everything. So yeah, I don't know, but again, this is not hatred on Chris Evans or Steve, all their time in the MCU. I'm sure they're going to do a wonderful job when they come back. But again, I think even for Steve, like, again, that man left for a reason. Like, he wanted, he literally told Sam, I thought I'd try some of that life that Tony was telling me to get, and it was beautiful. So, and this isn't even old man Steve. This is Steve, like, the way he looks in that final shot with Peggy. This is him, like, looking pretty much exactly the same way he looks. I think it's like, if this is going to be like after that dance, he just goes out for a motorcycle ride and then he comes back and then, someone comes and knocking and tells him that they need his help again. He's like, I can't imagine him saying yes. And he's got a kid now. He's got a kid. He's probably started like a family with Peggy and everything. So I can't imagine him easily saying yes. But then again, he's got the suit. He's got the suit too. So I don't know if he's keeping. I mean, again, he is like a veteran too. So I mean, with that mentality and then that kind of culture kind of ingrained within him, he probably would keep that as like a memento. And he was a veteran of World War II, but then a veteran of multiple other earthly battles and wars and all that kind of stuff too. So like a reminder of like what he did achieve and all that kind of stuff. But now it's going to be them being like, you've got your suit or you got his no shield. So if they take the shield away from Sam, I swear to God, I'm... Okay, so yeah, again, I'm happy, I'm happy, I'm eager, I'm looking forward to this, whatever they've got in store. Seeing the Avengers reunite to face off against Doom as well, so that's gonna be cool. But I mean, at this point, just release like a whole, at least a proper teaser trailer. Like, don't just show us Steve, show us, Doom as well. So I fear this review might have come out slightly more like even slightly negative. That wasn't the plan at all here. But either way, it's going to be an interesting kind of journey, seeing how this movie kind of comes out and what more they can unveil and confirm to us as for being in this movie and who's in this movie and how it all comes together. So I feel like Doom is going to be established to be like a multiversal villain. Like, Thanos was a universal villain. He wanted to tear down the entire universe and then reboot it again. To his own image and everything, but then I think Doom again, like we're still in the multiversal saga and everything, so I feel like in that vein, Doom is going to be a multiversal villain. Similar to Thanos, we're going to need all hands on deck here. But now we've got more hands on deck because we've got Sam's Avengers, we've got the new Avengers, we got, Steve Rogers coming back, Thor as well, presumably as well. Tony's dead, so he, I think that's going to be, I don't even know if that's going to be a thing, like Doom having the same face as Tony. That's going to, it's going to shock them, but I don't know if they're actually going to make it out to be like a whole big thing. Like, okay, like, why does Doom look like Tony though, and things like that. So I don't know. You'd think, oh my God, I just thought something. You'd think Old Man Steve might warn them, like, because if this happens before he becomes Old Man Steve, like, would he like at no point would he take the time to warn them again? Yeah, they were so confident with what they were doing with the Kang stuff that they just didn't know what they were gonna do if they had to come up with something else. And then they 180'd, chose Doom because he's loved, and he also hasn't he's one that hasn't been portrayed like heavily in the past, like on screen, live action, anything like that. So they chose Doom, and then they announced RDJ was coming back to play him, so that was like the first big one. But then this one is this is Chris returning to play the character that we recognize. Like I mean, chances of this being like a Steve from another universe is low because again, they showed him being in that same house and looking the same as he did and still having the suit. I mean, we didn't even know if he had actually kept the suit, you know, because Sam got like a completely different one from the Wakandans anyway, so we didn't even know if he kept the suit. But it's gonna be quite enlightening, I feel like, to actually see him react to all the other heroes that are still around, like whether it's the Thunderbolts, like him seeing Bucky again and seeing him leading like his own like sect of Avengers, and seeing Sam and he's putting together his own team of Avengers, seeing the Fantastic Four coming, so seeing that even in the absence of the original six, new heroes and strong, like equally as strong and even stronger heroes too, have actually risen up out of the ashes and, you know, continue to protect the world that he left behind and everything. Like that is one of the reasons that he felt so safe to step down, because he knew that Sam and everyone else that they fought alongside would still carry on in their stead. So actually seeing him process that in that way as well as he would, because then he was all about people rising up and being heroes in their own way and actually doing what they can to save the world and everything, you know. So I think it's seeing that come to light and actually seeing that kind of come into fruition, I feel like will be like a really kind of wholesome and really like lovely and positive kind of thing to see. So that is what I want to see. That is what I want to see. Like, regardless of how much he gets to be Captain America and how much he gets to take part in the story, him looking around and seeing all these other heroes who are geared up and ready for war and, you know, ready to save the day and everything is going to be like a highlight, if anything, I feel. So there's so many people we just like haven't seen since their debut kind of projects and everything. Like Shang-Chi is all like, that dude only had one movie and it was amazing. Like, Shang-Chi needs to return. She-Hulk needs to return. We need She-Hulk back. You know, Eternals. Like, God, there's so many projects that I legitimately loved, and they were, in spite of all the negativity that they were bombarded with, they did receive quite like actual, you know, strong positive reviews for what they were and for how they were introduced into the universe and everything. So I think seeing all those faces back, seeing all those people back, I feel like we need to see that and everything. So I need to see that, you know. And again, an example of the fact that there are more heroes out there this time, you know. Like, I mean, Avengers Endgame gave us that incredible portal scene and everything. Imagine a new portal scene with all these other new heroes coming out. It's going to be like you know, like one universe of heroes versus a multiverse of dooms and everything. That's going to be a mind melter. So, and Steve just kind of watching on the sideline, just kind of admiring as all of his friends and his allies actually go head to head with Doom and everything too, and he's doing what he can, doing bits and everything. So yeah, again, like I am curious to see how this unfolds and what comes out of it, as long as we get a good story as well. So, but yeah, that is pretty much all the thoughts I have so far. Positive and likewise on the Avengers Doomsday movie and the teaser that we got today. So yeah, let me know what your thoughts are and how you feel about this movie, any theories you have. If you know anything spoilery, for the love of God, don't post it, don't talk about it, just, you know, let things happen as they may. And if there is going to be anyone else kind of showing up in this, because I think I've only seen like a couple of names from that Seat live stream teaser thing they did and everything. So if there are any other names, I don't want to know them, I don't want to hear about them, just, you know, again, let things happen as they may. So, but yeah, that is pretty much it. So thank you guys as always for being here and for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed it, then feel free to leave a like and comment on what your thoughts are on this teaser, theories you've got, any kind of hopes you got, how excited you are to see Chris as Steve back in the MCU again after how long has it actually been? It's not been a full 10 years yet. No, I think it was 2019. So yeah, like 5 maybe 6 years now. So yeah, but either way, yeah, it's, that is it for this time. I'm lost on my own outro. That is it for this time. So bye bye for now. Okay, so I was instinctively about to do my usual intro then, but then I realized this is going to be tacked on to what you just watched, which was my reaction for the Steve Rogers trailer and everything. So yeah, I think it's been a couple of months at least since that trailer's been released, the Steve Rogers one, and in that time Marvel did decide to release, I think, 3 more trailers and 3 more teasers for Doomsday, kind of showcasing who's returning, who's coming in, all that kind of stuff. So I don't know about these trailers besides from what I've actually seen on the thumbnail, because I think they've popped up in my recommended as soon as the upload to and everything. So that's all I've really known. I've kind of like, because of who's in the thumbnail, I've kind of like been that much stricter about avoiding social media, like staying away, like even from the what little social media I actually have retained now, which is mainly just Instagram. I think I still have TikTok, but I go on it once in like a blue moon. But Instagram, I think, is the one where I don't really run into stuff like unless it's but even like fan made stuff, because then now with AI too, it's that much harder to tell what's actually fan made, what could be real, what could be. It's a problem. But as soon as those trailers hit my recommended, I thought, okay, people are going to be talking a lot about whatever's in these, and it's going to be big, so I'm just going to stay away from everything. But then the thumbnails, I can't really avoid those. So this next one, I think Thor was in the thumbnail. Thor was very much there. I think weird. I think it looked like Stormbreaker, but I think from what I remember from Love and Thunder, he did keep it around. So yeah, but Love and Thunder was the last time we saw him, and he adopted Love. I think he named the kid. I think the kid was Gore's kid, Gore's daughter that he lost, that kind of sent him on that kind of tirade against the gods from all corners of theism and everything. And also played by his own actual real life daughter as well, India Hemsworth and everything. So yeah, I think at the end of that, I'm not sure what we anticipated from his journey, like if he was going to be coming back for an Avengers thing, or because he's the only Avenger left alive that I think can be considered like an Avenger. Like he is very, very classically like a warrior. Like any time there's going to be a fight, I think the movie literally ended with them kind of stopping bad guys in like a fight and everything. So but yeah, besides from Love and Thunder, I don't really think we've actually had much for him. Like they haven't really kind of given him much to do or much to get involved in, so to speak. So I think, I don't know if Doomsday / Secret Wars could also be like his last outing as like an actual Avenger character, or even as like an actual living character, like if that's going to change what his kind of alive or dead status kind of is. But either way, chances are we're going to see him back. So yeah, let's see what this teaser has in store for us.
Father, all my life I have answered every call to honor, duty, to war. But now fate has given me something I never sought.
A child.
A child.
A daughter.
A life untouched by the storm. Lend me the strength of the old fathers, so that I may fight once more, defeat one more enemy, and return home to her. Not as a warrior, but as warmth. To teach her not battle, but stillness.
Yeah.
The kind I never knew. Please, Father, heed my words.
Odinson will return. Yeah. Okay, that was a heavier teaser than I was expecting. That was a much heavier teaser than I was expecting. 11 months. Yeah. This is also, they're keeping this going. Like, they're actually keeping that. That is like an actual constant. Like I haven't checked in on it, but I've seen that popping up too on my recommended. Like that is like a constant ongoing live stream that Marvel actually has, like a X amount of time until Avengers Doomsday and everything. So I think now it's at 8 months. So because it comes out, I think December 18th. So yeah, not very long to go. So yeah, 4 days after my birthday as well. I mean, well, I think, unless December 18th is the US release, and then I think here in the UK we get like a different release date. But either way, it's going to be in the same week as my birthday, so Marvel very personally wishing me a happy birthday. I'm always down for that, But yeah, that was a much heavier teaser than I was, because I think knowing Thor, and I think, like his way with words, like even how much that's evolved and how much that's changed over the time he's been in the MCU. Like he's gotten to know so many different people, he's fought alongside so many different types of personalities and all that kind of stuff too. So even his way with words it's stayed the same, but it's also changed quite a bit too. And even in this one, he I thought it was going to be like, oh, give me the strength to fight one last time, or like all fathers, or something along those lines. But and it was, but it was also a case of like Love and Thunder, like that story, like how it affected him, and what he walked away with from that point in his life actually did impact him quite a bit. Like the child is still with him, like the girl Love, like she's still with him, and you know, he's taking care of her and he's actually being like an actual father. Like he's not training her for any battle. He even admitted himself, like he doesn't want that for her. He doesn't want her to know a life of battle and hardship and blood and glory and all that kind of stuff. Like he wants her to have like a nice, safe, calm childhood, and then as she grows older she can choose whatever path she wants for herself. That's the path that he never got, because I think for him and Loki, their entire lives surrounded like godhood, royalty, and destiny, and all those kinds of things. Like they were destined to be kings and destined to be rulers of Asgard and all that kind of stuff. But then in the end, that did nothing but tear his life apart and take away everything that everyone and everything that he ever loved. And you know, like he lost people over and over and over again, and stuff like that, and he's known to many as Thor, the mighty god and the warrior and all that kind of stuff, but then deep down like he's only ever wanted to fight for peace and to actually live in the aftermath of that peace and everything. But yes, I think now he has a child to look after. He actually has someone, he has someone to protect in a very, very pure, very, very kind of positive and bright kind of way, and he wants that too. He wants, like, you know, like the strength to fight one last enemy, to fight Doom, and then to actually be able to return home. Like he doesn't want to sacrifice himself so that she can live. He wants to defeat this evil and then come back home to her so that he can provide for her what he never had. And I think that is a recipe for sacrifice. That speaks to me as like an actual recipe for sacrifice, and like a, you know, because I don't know how many how many OG Avengers we're gonna get in this. Because I mean, Steve is coming back. There's that, but then there's still questions in the air about exactly what that means for Steve and what that means for the story. Doomsday is prepping itself to be the biggest, most monumental kind of clusterfuck of them all, in terms of, like, you know, how much is at stake and how much is going to be at stake and how much, you know, threatens to kind of destroy lives and cause mayhem and all that kind of stuff too now. So like with Thor, I think setting him up to be the character that just wants to get through this one last fight and actually go home and be at peace, I think that just, you know, it's like, oh, the character that just wants to go home, but then they just don't get to go home, and it feels like it's going to be that kind of cliche of an ending for him. But then how they pull it off now, at the end of it all, I think it's completely unsurprising to see him kind of wishing like to have like a much more peaceful ending and a much more kind of, you know, calmer kind of conclusion for like even for his own life. Because I think he's Asgardian, so he's like 2,000 coming up on 3,000 years. I don't know exactly what the average lifespan of like a Norse god is, but yeah, I don't know. Like he's got Stormbreaker released, so hopefully nothing happens to Stormbreaker, you know. Okay, now this next trailer is where things get a little bit more surprising. I don't know how surprising they're gonna get, but yeah, like I said, I saw the thumbnail for this, and it held within its little square frame none other than what I can only assume is Sir Patrick Stewart. Yeah, anyone who's seen a Marvel movie ever will, I feel like, will kind of at least somewhat be able to recognize him from the Marvel franchise. You know, like pretty much the only face and name that he's played in the Marvel universe is that of Professor Charles Xavier. So at least like the old version, the older kind of version of him, though the older bald version. This will not be his first MCU entry though, because then we did see him playing a version of the character in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. I think he played like a classic, I think, 90s version of him with the big yellow like wheelchair and everything. But then he died. He was killed by Wanda. So yeah, so I think that is also like a very worthy distinction to bring into this, because I think now, like in more recent times, I think they've kind of had the same actors playing different versions of those characters. So like you know, what we see of him in this might not be the same one that we've seen from the Fox movies. You know, it could be a completely different version, or it could be the same one. You know, because I think even with the Fox movies, I mean, they killed him off in The Last Stand, but then Days of Future Past introduced us to like a whole other timeline version of all the X-Men characters, which kind of linked itself back into like the First Class kind of characters kind of story as well. So again, I think there's like different timelines of these. I don't know which one they're going to be picking, like carrying on from, or if there's going to be like a whole new timeline version, or what's going to happen. Does that mean that Charles Xavier is going to be coming in, or does it mean the X-Men are going to be coming? I don't know. We've had the X-Men as well in some kind of degree, like with Deadpool as well, like Deadpool and Wolverine. At least that was MCU based and everything, and when we saw like Wolverine coming in, we saw like other kind of mutant characters kind of in the Void and everything, and even some returning faces like Pyro came back, and Chris Evans came back as the Human Torch as well, but very, very, very briefly. So there's a lot that we can anticipate, I think, with some familiarity, but then there's a lot that they can surprise us with as well. So anyway, without further ado, let's see what this teaser has in store for us.
Death comes for us all.
Oh, the X-Mansion? Is this the X-Mansion?
That's all I know for sure. The question is,
Xavier's soul.
Are you prepared to die?
Is that Xavier's voice?
Is, who will you be?
That sounds like Gandalf. Wait, is Magneto coming too? Oh, the duo! Ian McKellen! That was freaking Cyclops! Whoa, that was... God, okay, that one shocked me for a bit, because the thing, I was like, we're hearing a voice, but I'm not sure whose voice it is. Like, is it Sir Patrick's? I think his... That one, like, because, like, Ian McKellen has, like a gravelier, kind of bassier voice, but then Patrick Stewart has, like, a more high-pitched kind of, kind of tone to him. So I was getting confused for a second, but then, I mean, again, like, Xavier and Lensher, iconic kind of duo with ever polar opposite mindsets and all that kind of stuff, And then we see Ian McKellen with the long hair and everything, but the kicker is this. Is that James Marsden? That's James Marsden. That's like the suit. That's the comic suit with like he's got the yellow belt and I think he's got like a bit of blue in there as well. Like that's like an actual comic book costume. That's a fully comic accurate costume, and he's just ripping off. He's ripping off the goggles entirely, and he's just unleashing like punch dimension energy and stuff. That's like, oh, what even is this? Yeah, the X-Men will return in Avengers Doomsday. So we getting all of them then. Like, exactly what kind of a lineup are we talking about? That's, God, James Marsden. That is like an OG cast. I mean, that's the OG casting, because I think Ty Sheridan, I think we never like got to see him actually properly mature, I think, into like this kind of like a Cyclops at all. Like, I don't even know if that was ever a plan in those movies, but this is pinnacle. This is peak casting. This is peak casting right here. This is peak OG casting. James Marsden and Cyclops. That is a return. That is a freaking return. Despite the timelines clashing, we've seen like I think he is one of those characters that, like, beyond the original trilogy that they did, they never ever gave him a lot of story. We never saw this kind of like an actual mature adult kind of leader of the X-Men kind of style of Cyclops ever again. Like, they did like a bunch of different Cyclops in like X-Men Origins, Apocalypse, that's what we first saw, Apocalypse, and then Dark Phoenix, that's what I'm thinking of. So I think even those ones he was still quite young and early on in his kind of X-Men career, but this is going to be a Cyclops that's seen some shit. This is going to be, so I mean, he's wearing a different costume too, so I wonder, could this be, because like the Wolverine costume that we saw in Deadpool and Wolverine, that was quite like a classic one. That was a very, very, very kind of X-Men style costume. So I wonder, could this be linked into that? Because then that is also like the first kind of MCU entry that Deadpool and Wolverine have into into the MCU and everything. So I wonder if this could be a flashback to that. Like, maybe, like, because like originally, like in that universe, all the X-Men had died and stuff because Wolverine abandoned them. He had to kind of live with that grief and everything. So I wonder if this links into that, because then this feels very much like the kind of costume that the Cyclops from that Wolverine's kind of universe would wear. Like, it feels like very, very classic, very, very superhero-y. He said in that movie, like, everyone else in the X-Men begged him to wear the suit and to join them and to become an X-Man, but then he refused adamantly and everything. So I think this feels like the kind of costume that those X-Men would wear. So I wonder if it's going to be from that timeline, and maybe if we're going to see a change, but it's not from the TVA, it's going to be maybe from Doom or maybe from someone else, and maybe it's going to be, or maybe we're going to see how those X-Men went down, like how they were killed and how they actually went down and everything. So, or it could change up and maybe the timeline changes and they were never killed, but that's going to be causing like some kind of like a incursion or some other bollocks. I don't know. I'm feeling a lot of things right now. Just seeing this Cyclops coming into action and seeing Xavier as well. So I mean, the school is trash. The whole place is trash. So clearly something went down here. Survivors we see are Xavier, and he's got the X on his jacket as well. That's Patrick Stewart as Xavier, and then Ian McKellen too. Ian McKellen coming back as Magneto as well. This is, I mean, yeah, he's not really dressed like Magneto. He's dressed like a very, very kind of old man, Eric Lenscher and everything. But Ian McKellen too, like actually bringing him back for one last outing. Because it said the X-Men are going back, but then there's no guarantee that like you know, from by the end of the movie, all the X-Men have to actually still be alive or anything. So, but damn, seeing the X-Men going up against Doom, that's gonna be, because I still remember like it was yesterday, like Marvel Ultimate Alliance, the very first game. There's a cutscene where all the heroes. I wonder if that's what it's gonna be along the lines of. If it's gonna be along the lines of like the Ultimate Alliance game where Doom just like by the end of the game, Doom is like God mode and no one on Earth can stop him. But in that game, there's a cutscene where like all the different, like there's so many different heroes who have tried to stop him, and like the X-Men are among them and everything. But then he just kind of like mutates them and like and changes them and stuff. But then none of them can stop him. He's just like ricocheting their blasts and blocking their attacks and all that kind of stuff too. So I don't know, like seeing the expansion and ruins kind of reminds me a bit of that. Like, you know, they were attacked by someone or something clearly, and God knows who survived or how many survived. Just like, how much has he gone through? How much has he seen that like actually doing it through his visor is no longer enough? He just has to rip off his goggles and just unleash like an almighty optic blast of that kind of power and everything. Just seeing that like one last kind of shot, one last attempt to, you know, to like to win or to survive or something. I don't know, but that is just that shot goes so hard. Just. Yeah, oh god, the X-Men are coming back, yeah. Okay, so now this fourth and presumably final teaser for Avengers Doomsday holds none other than Shuri in the thumbnail. Shuri in the Black Panther suit, as we know, for those of us who saw Wakanda Forever and cried profusely throughout it. Yeah, Shuri became the Black Panther. She took the heart-shaped herb and defeated, Namor, and everything, but then by the end of the movie she did fully become the Black Panther, the new ruler and the protector of Wakanda and everything. So yeah, seeing Shuri back in this, I think I haven't actually watched Ironheart yet, so I don't know if she actually does make any kind of an appearance or anything in that series. But yeah, she's going to come back in this, so I mean, I guess it makes sense, like she's the Black Panther, so to have the Black Panther kind of joining the Avengers once again post-Endgame only makes sense. So yeah, let's see what we have in store.
I've lost everyone that matters to me.
The Atlanteans.
The king has his duties.
Is Namor coming back? Is Namor? Oh, okay. Look at you, Namor. And M'Baku as well.
King M'Baku of Wakanda.
Then, Yancey Street between Broome and Grand.
Then they meet the Fantastic Four. The Wakandans and the Fantastic Four will return. Oh. And the Atlanteans as well, presumably. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we see Namor. I mean, it would be like, yeah, the kind of threat that Doom is. I don't think he's gonna really, you know, like I don't think he's gonna be like, you know what, I'll go after all the surface dwellers and just leave the water people to their own like land or anything like that. Like he's going after everyone. Chances are he's going after like he doesn't have the same kind of, you know, like preservation philosophies that Thanos did. So they made it to this Earth then, because from their Earth they made it to this Earth, like as we saw in the Thunderbolts. I wish we got a Thunderbolts teaser, like seeing them. I mean, we know they're gonna be back, because I think the post-credit scene did say that, like, you know, the new Avengers and Bob will return in Avengers Doomsday. I know we already got that, and you know, for all we know, that could also be the very first official scene we've seen from Doomsday as well. Like it could actually be from the movie, because it is 18 months later as well. So You know, and I think in that one they mentioned like a big space crisis that no one was knowing about, so that could be due. So I know that could already be their teaser. That could already be their teaser. And it's like a whole like 5-10 minute scene. Still, I want more of the Thunderbolts. I want more of the new Avengers. I want more of them. Yeah, I think seeing the book of the, I mean, I guess because they're like arrivals from like another, I mean, not just from another planet, but from another Earth, from a whole other universe. I guess maybe Wakanda might be the safest place for them to land, so that they can be assessed as allies and like newcomers to this world and everything. You know, like if you're coming from another planet, or even God forbid another universe, just land in Wakanda so they can kind of do a threat analysis properly. But yeah, seeing Namor as well here too, I think he's got like a whole new look coming in, and I think they've kind of discovered maybe that something is coming, or at least they've been warned by the Wakandans. This movie as well, it seems like it's going to be quite like a clash of personalities, similar to Infinity War. It's going to be a lot of clashing of personalities and experiences and all that kind of stuff too, so seeing the chemistry between different characters as they kind of respond to the kind of ongoing and imminent threat of doom and how to deal with that. And also very, very similar to Infinity War in the sense of like there's all these different factions, and their chances are they're going to be fighting doom on various different angles and fronts, and they're not going to be a completely united kind of army or anything like that. So very, very similar to that as well. But then doom as well on a scale of power and threat level much, much bigger than Thanos. So it's going to be a clusterfuck with a capital C and F. So those are all of the teaser trailers that Marvel released for Avengers Doomsday. So yeah, this movie's going to be big. It's going to be big. We've got a lot of returning faces, a lot of familiar kind of people coming back in, and this is going to be like a multiversal war, like similar to what was teased from Loki. We're going to see returning characters that I mean, people already theorize. I think with the multiverse, with variants coming in, people can come up with like bucket loads of theories as to who they think can come back and why they think they're going to come back. How, you know, we're probably going to see OG Avengers in ways that we haven't properly imagined or anticipated or anything. So given how much of a U-turn this whole production has been, and this whole kind of installment into the MCU has been, I feel like there's so much coming that we just kind of can't really process or comprehend yet. Like we genuinely like don't have any kind of fully formed proper idea as to why Doom is coming, or even why he looks like Tony, why he's going to be played by RDJ. I mean, he's going to be played by RDJ, but then until the movie comes out, we don't know how much of RDJ he's gonna resemble. Like if we're gonna, like, as soon as we see his face in the movie, like, are we gonna be able to tell that is RDJ, or is it gonna be like, I don't know, because I mean they definitely wanted to, like, you know, promote the fact that RDJ is playing him right off the get-go for a reason, so then logic would dictate that at least some of the time we're gonna see him actually being played by RDJ, and chances are it's going to play a pivotal kind of point in the story, like all the OG Avengers having to actively fight to kill an enemy that looks like someone they fought alongside and trusted for so many years and everything, and that's going to be like a weak point that Doom is going to be able to exploit to, you know, his heart's content and everything. So I don't know, this movie looks like it's going to be a mad ride, a mad kind of ride. So thank you guys so much for being here and for watching my reactions to these trailers. If you guys enjoyed the video, then leave a like and feel free to comment on what your thoughts are on these teasers, who you're looking forward to coming back the most, and anyone that we haven't seen that you're looking forward to returning, and how you think these characters are all going to get along together while they kind of, you know, prepare to buddy up and fight Doom and everything. But yeah, that is pretty much it. So until the next time, bye bye for now.